Well, thanks for stopping by. Today we're discussing the future of customer engagement for product market fit. Our facilitator is Daryl Glover. He's an international pharmacist consultant at KPMG, Blue Shield, and also for your needs as well. He's a professional in tech, marketing, as well as management strategy and ops. Welcome, Daryl.
Thanks, Gene. Great speaking with you again.
So let's talk about theme number 8, how to write your perfect sales pitch for obtaining the voice of the market. What did you task our panel with?
Yeah, so we wanted to challenge our panel over the last couple of weeks with kind of how would you take all of the information that we gathered and then make an internal sales pitch? Because what a lot of people struggle with, regardless if it's marketing or in other areas, is how to sell their ideas internally. So we really wanted everyone to kind of benefit from the expertise of our panel on how to do that effectively to get a virtual cab set up.
So let's get into your panel here because you really have quite a diverse international group of people here.
Yeah, I mean, we're really fortunate because we're getting so many different perspectives. And as we'll see, the different sales pitches really reflected that international flavor that we have, different industry sectors and verticals, and how they can all kind of come together in some way to leverage all of that experience in order to help people regardless of who they're actually pitching to.
So I know today you're going to show us how to write the perfect sales pitch. And in your executive summary, you sort of break this into 3 different customer advisory boards, right? One is the virtual customer advisory board, or VCab. The other is a face-to-face. And then finally, there's going to be a combination of the two. So take us real quickly through what we're going to learn.
Yeah, so really, if we kind of look at this holistically, everybody was really focused on, if you're going to do these kind of approaches and pitches, you have to, like with every other marketing technique, you have to understand your audience. You have to know what their challenges are and then frame the way how a cab can actually resolve those challenges. So if we look at kind of like the virtual cabs, it was really a lot of focus on cost effectiveness and getting information quickly. Whereas in face-to-face, the focus is really much more on collaboration and connection and ultimate benefit to all of the stakeholders. And when you put the two together, it's really about blending the benefits of that direct customer engagement while using a virtual platform.
So let's start with key point number 1 here, which is the face-to-face pitch. So again, I want to set this. This is you pitching to your internal stakeholders and your boss about why you believe a cab or a VCab is critical to the organization, correct?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. And
so let's start with face-to-face. Tell us about this pitch. What's the best way to do that?
Yeah, so from Montserrat's perspective and, what other people have reflected in the past, really if you want to pitch doing it face-to-face and you having people come together, what's most effective is if you're doing it for the purpose of collaboration and connection. So it's really about benefiting people and all level of stakeholders within the organization, but it's very focused on, building those relationships, which, people that are focused on face-to-face believe can only be done when you have people together.
And in this case, he's a huge proponent that these, even with your customers, these meetings need to be face-to-face and less virtual. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. I mean, because it's about kind of those team building exercises where you need the people in the same room to kind of have that effectiveness that are needed for when you need a face-to-face pitch.
Yes. So in key point number 2, you're going to talk about the benefits and values, and also, I guess more importantly, how do you pitch a virtual cab or a VCab to your boss and your organization?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of that focus was in different areas. So if we look at what Mark was talking about, it's really about being able to quickly and easily learn how your customers or employees perceive your company. So it's about getting that quick feedback so that you can react quickly in the market if there's some kind of trend or change going on. So you can be ahead of the curve instead of being behind. Michael brought up how very cost effective these kind of cabs are. It doesn't mean that you're going to necessarily give up your face-to-face cab, But these can be great supplements on a recurring basis at a fraction of a cost in order to get that information. And if we look at what Carola was talking about, she's really talking about this kind of comparison, in terms of now, if you use traditional consulting companies like KPMG, it can take a long time to get the report. It's expensive. Whereas if you really need kind of that quick information, but still very deep, a virtual cab would be a great way to get that for a company.
So I like in key point number 3, you're going to talk about the synergy or the splicing of these two. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so it was interesting the way that Michael kind of put this pitch together, because he really started out with saying that, our customers don't feel heard or engaged. And because of that, he really felt that you needed this combination where maybe you bring them on site so they feel like they're part of the organization, that they have value, and then you do this continuous follow-up using virtual platforms like Currnt in order to continue that initial rapport and relationship that you build with them in that kind of face-to-face environment.
And again, Michael in this case is actually providing the pitch, like how you should word it, how you should present it, how you can get them to say yes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So they all did an email to a boss or to someone in their organization to really promote this idea of how to use these cabs more effectively for the revenue growth of the organization ultimately.
Well, this is really great information. Great job, Daryl. Let's talk about these top 3 experts that contributed to the panel discussion.
Our experts have been very consistent. Mark has been on our list for quite a long time. Michael's been a very solid contributor. Kim has as well, and it's great that Kim's finally been recognized by our panel as having some great insight and input into our discussions.
Thanks, Daryl. So where is the panel discussion headed in theme number 9 as we continue the series?
Yeah, so we want to really look at, kind of this paradox between, current marketing strategy works a lot on refining your strategy based on customer insights. But what we really want to look at is how do you redefine your marketing strategy or reimagine it using market intelligence such as emerging trends, looking at competition, new technology, new markets, and how the current platform really supports that kind of redefining of how we look at the market. So it should be a really interesting discussion.
Sounds great. Thanks again. That's Daryl Glover. He is an international pharmacist consultant at KPMG, well-versed in tech, marketing, management, as well as strategy. And Daryl, we will talk again.
Yeah, looking forward to it, Gene.